Well, the move from the left to decarbonize and the aggressive move for net zero emissions and the move from the left, is that what's sort of creating this, what many call as an extreme adverse response or reaction to the local oil and gas sector?
Well, you would have to ask Mr. Biden, but
right now, Russia's responsible.
And I know you want to stop, but back to that last point about oil. It is stunning to me that Washington says, okay, we need more oil. We'll get it from Venezuela and Iran, but not from Oklahoma.
Let's get back to the question, the larger issue about Putin's tax. That's really Putin's gas hike. That's his gas hike. So much of this increase in the gas tax, gas price started weeks leading up to what happened there.
I don't know about that, Nancy.
Right. We won't take it from Colorado or Texas, our own people.
Well, why do you think that that's the position? Because seeing as we've touched on it, it is a very controversial position because it does seem as though the Biden administration is what many are calling is waging a war on American oil and gas companies with undue restrictions and regulations. And first week in office, President Biden canceled the Keystone Pipeline and approved the Nord Stream 2 pipeline between Russia and Germany. So what do you think is behind this, shall we say, unusual energy policy? Is it this climate change agenda?
Well, what climate change, what is that? They got to get the oil somewhere.
How long should Americans expect? How long should we be bracing for this really sort of historic inflation and some unprecedented gas prices?
Sure. In terms of the discussions that the President, Johannes, and I had, they ranged in subject, including the issue of the Black Sea, and I'll let him explain in more detail as he would like. But we are, again, fully aware and apprised, because we are in constant communication with the President, with his administration here, about the concerns that they have about the entire region and, frankly, the vulnerability. All you have to do is look at the map.
Point is, wherever the oil comes from, it's still oil. You know, whether it comes from Venezuela or Colorado, it's still oil. And somebody, if they think that's bad for the world, it's still bad for the world. I don't understand it. I know that they all say we're going to save the world. We're not going to buy oil from Texas. Well, okay, fine. But then you shouldn't buy oil from anywhere, if that's your view. You certainly shouldn't buy oil from horrible people like you say the Iranians are horrible. You say the Venezuelans are horrible. Why are we buying oil from horrible people? It still hurts the environment. But Michelle, you should ask Mr. Biden.
Come on, man.
To me, it's unfathomable that Washington would say, we're not going to buy American oil, but we will buy Iranian oil.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
I'm willing to pay $4 a gallon. Hell, I'll pay $15 a gallon because I drive a Tesla.
And my two questions about conflicts of interest in foreign affairs. First, I have a question about Russia and then one about China. On Russia, you told me last year that you were unfamiliar with the Senate report that alleged that the First Son, or a company linked to the First Son, received $3.5 million from the richest woman in Russia. Subsequent reporting indicates that President Biden, when he was vice president, had a dinner in Georgetown with the same woman in 2015. This Yelena Ballerina, she has not been sanctioned yet by the U.S. government. how is President Biden navigating conflicts of interest when it comes to sanctioning people who have done business with his family? And can you explain to us what this $3.5 million was for?
I don't have any confirmation of the accuracy of that report, so I have no more further details.
About the conflicts of interest, though, how he's navigating those when deciding sanctions.
What would be his conflicts of interest?
Well, his son's company allegedly got $3.5 million from...
Which I have no confirmation of, and he has continued to sanction oligarchs more than we've ever sanctioned in the past, so I'm not sure that's a conflict of interest. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
I have a question about Russia now.
I think we're moving on because we got to get some more people. Go ahead.